We're back with another episode here on Road Trip Ramblings. I'm Luke Moehle. We're joined now on episode 3 in 2025 by Pelicans corner infielder Matt Halbach. Matt, first of all, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate you coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me, and yeah, I'm excited.
You bet. Well, let's just start with the current state of the Birds. You guys are rattling off wins left and right. Uh, you've been a consistent staple at the very top of the Carolina League South in the second half race, pushing towards the playoffs. Just compare the first and the second halves for me because from the outside looking in, that first half, some close losses. Now in the second half, you guys have figured out how to win some of those close games. What's been the difference maker in the second half?
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like in the second half I feel like in the first half that I just feel like the chemistry wasn't quite there. I mean, it's kind of difficult building a team of so many different like identities and backgrounds and stuff, and we didn't really know each other that well. And I feel like something that the team's done really well is like we've bonded a lot closer. Like all the guys have gotten a lot closer with each other. Like even between like the Latin guys and the American guys, I kind of felt like at the beginning, like we were kind of nervous to like, mingle with each other. But as the season goes on, we've kind of really closed that gap, and I feel like we're all really close now, and that's one of the like biggest contributing factors. I feel like that chemistry that we have, and it really brings us together and kind of creates a sense that like together we can always come back, and that's kind of something that we've relied on. It's just like believing, and I feel like with the better chemistry and working together, like we always believe that we can win any game. We've proved it enough throughout the season now that when we're down and it's a close game, like we know we can win it. We've won it before, and I feel like at the beginning of the year we kind of didn't have that mentality. But as we've grown closer and played together more, I feel like we've definitely built a lot better team identity, and that's been carrying a lot of our success.
That kind of leads into an interesting point because for a lot of you guys, a lot of this group, it's early in your professional careers. So, some of these guys have gone through. You look at the Double A roster or something like that. Those guys have come up the ranks. Now, there's going to be new names mixed in here and there, but they have a core of everyone knowing each other. For a lot of you guys, was the first time you ever rubbed elbows with anyone on this roster really in spring training?
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, in spring training, you kind of like meet the people, but you don't really like play as a team and learn how to work as a team. I feel like until you get out to your affiliate and you have a crowd and you have like like a coaches that are really trying to win this game. So I feel like that like it just takes some getting used to, and I feel like we've done a really good job, and the coaches have done a really good job bringing us all together.
Well, obviously, things in the second half have been going right for you guys. For you personally on the field, you got off to a really hot start. Let's just go all the way back to game one of the season. That was your professional debut. You got to go through spring training, so I don't know if the emotions were all there. As this is my pro debut or not, and I'll let you speak to that. But you come up your very first game with Myrtle Beach, your first game, truly a professional that counts for something, and you have 3 hits, you homer in the game. Like, could you have written a better script for game one? You guys win.
Yeah, it was that was actually a really cool game for me because um, it was my first professional affiliate game, and we were playing at Charleston, and it was sold out. So it was like from the beginning, like it was like something that I hadn't really been accustomed to. Um, and I remember my first at bat, like I was pretty nervous. I struck out. I was like, all right, like that was tough. My second at bat, I struck out again, and then I started getting in my head a little bit. Like I was like 2 strikeouts to start the season. Like that's not a good start. Like I want to help my team win. Um, and then that third at bat, I ended up getting a hit. Second at bat, I'm getting a hit, and then I hit a homer my last at bat. So it was obviously like a great start for me. It was cool to get the 3 hits, but I feel like it was like even cooler to know you can start a game out with 2 strikeouts, like not the start you wanted, but you can also turn it around. So I feel like in a way that was like a cool game that like made me believe more that like no matter how a game starts, you can always finish it strong. So yeah, it was really cool and a good start to the season.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been just from observing your season as a whole. It's been really fun to watch because for you, it's been ups and downs as it has for any ball player that's ever played. Overall, the numbers for you are pretty good. You're towards the top on the roster and home runs. You've got 6 of them now, but you look top to bottom at this each game log, whichever you want to call it. But for you, you got really hot, and then you went down with an injury. Then you had to miss some time early in the season. Not too long, but just enough to have you sit down and maybe lose some of that rhythm. You come back a little bit slow, and then you've gotten it going again. June was fantastic for you right at that end of the year. And really, there was a point in that beginning of the second half, maybe end of the first half, where it felt like every time you stepped into the box, it was okay. This is going to be a home run to start the scoring, or this is going to be a double that sets you guys up to score a run. And you seem to kind of be that spark plug. When you look at your offensive game, like what do you take pride in the most?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say I would say I take pride in being someone that's like knows the opportunity that's in front of them and knows what the team needs at the situation and someone that can execute that. Like I feel like that's something I do well. Like I can read what the game's giving me, what needs to be done, and attack that. So if it's like the start of an inning and there's nobody on, like I'm not necessarily trying to hit a home run. Like I'm trying to get a hit or work a walk. Get the inning going. Or if like there's a runner on first with 2 outs, like I'm gonna go for that double because I know that's what we need to score a runner. So I feel like that's something that that I do well and that I can bring to the team. It's just understanding the situation and then having the skill to get that job done. So I feel like that's something I can do well.
Well, here in this second half, you guys have not only found success, but you've been around some really cool moments. Alexi Lumpoy right there before the All Star break, cycle first one in for Myrtle Beach since 1999, and then you come out of the All Star break, and Game One, you guys are part of the fifth 9 inning no hitter in franchise history. So it's been history after history here, and this stretch of maybe not even quite a month yet. But what's that been like to just experience?
Yeah, it's been really cool. I mean, obviously games like that, like I've never even seen a cycle before. I've never seen a no hitter before. So it's really special. Like you love to just see your boys that you've been grinding with all season have success. Like it's one of the coolest things, especially like in pro ball. Like because you see a lot of behind the scenes of like what the players are working on, like the struggles they're going through, like what they're trying to figure out, and then to see them have success like that is just it's really cool to see people shine. And just the no hitter, like same thing. Like we don't. I'm not as like intertwined with the pitchers as the pitchers are, but like it's awesome to see like just people that you're around and that are part of the team like do well because that's like you love to see people's hard work pay off. So that's what I would say.
100%. I want to go back to that cycle a little bit. What was the feeling like around that? When did you guys realize, okay, he has a chance? Because for Alexi, he came up in the ninth inning, or I think he came up in the seventh inning, maybe, and he was hit by a pitch. And all he was short was just a single shy of the cycle. And then he gets another chance in the ninth inning and an RBI opportunity. And was everyone in the dugout like, okay, this is he needs a single? Do we know what's going on? Or was it kind of not till after the fact that you guys realized?
Yeah, so I remember he started off the game with the triple, and whenever you start off the game with the triple, like that's the hardest thing. So, I was like, okay, like there's a chance, and then he hit the home run, and I was like, all right, like he's got to go for it now. Um, and then I think in the fifth or sixth, hits the ground ball the first, and it bounced over his head. And after that, I was like, he's gonna get it, like God wants him to get it with that
A
double there.
fortuitous hop for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he got hit by pitch, and I kind of thought like, okay, he's not even gonna have the opportunity. And then he came up in the ninth, and everyone's on the top rail watching. And when he put it in play toward the shortstop, like I knew it was out of his range. I ended up getting through too, but it was special. Like it was just really cool to see because Lynn been working so hard, like every day in and out, like trying to get better every day, and it's been really cool to see. So I'm happy for him.
Certainly so. Now, I want to press rewind and look at you a little bit more personally. Walk us back to your very first baseball memory. Do you remember what it was that made you fall in love with the game? Whether it was, playing wiffle ball, playing catch with dad or something, or whether it was just watching a game, falling in love with that before you started playing.
Yeah, I would say my earliest memories. That's a good question. I never really thought about it too
It's hard.
much. Yeah, but I would say it's not one specific, but I just remember it like in Little League, just always going to the field with my dad to hit. Like whenever we had free time, it was like, okay, let's go to the field and take BP. And I feel like that's kind of where the love started from, just early getting into that mentality of like, okay, like I have free time, like let's go get better. Like I'm passionate about the sport. I love the sport. This is what I want to do. And I just early on had that mentality of like getting better every single day and fall in love with the process. So those are some of the earliest memories I would say I have, like some of the best ones too. Just just going to the field and hitting baseballs and having fun. Like that was probably some of the earliest memories I have.
Did your dad play, or was this just something he saw that you loved and was like, I'm going to invest in this early?
Yeah, I would say that one. He played until high school. Um, he'll be the first to admit that he wasn't like a star player. He'll say he was just an average guy, but I think early on he realized the passion I had and obviously the skill set, and like it was something that I could, maybe make a career out of. So he recognized that early, and then I fell in love with it, and it's worked out since then.
Growing up, did you have a favorite team or a favorite player that really drew you in?
Yeah, my favorite player was Bryce Harper. Like ever since he got into the league as a rookie, and he was just absolutely electric. I kind of wanted to be like him, wanted to hit like him. Like I had a giant sticker of him on the wall in my room. Just kind of the passion he had for the game. And then he was also in the Nationals at that time, and I remember my little league team was the Nationals, and I just wanted to be like him, honestly. So that was definitely my favorite player growing up.
Were you lucky enough to get the jersey number to match when playing there, or no?
I don't think I did. I honestly can't remember. Probably not, because I probably would remember if I did. Yeah.
So you kind of keep looking forward on the timeline, and you get into high school. What was your high school experience like?
Yeah, my high school experience was really cool. I mean, I started out like I wasn't like an amazing player when I first got to high school. Like I started out in high school, I was a good player and obviously the coaches knew I had a lot of potential, but I wasn't really filled out. Like I was skinny, um, like just my body wasn't there, my mechanics weren't there and stuff. So as a freshman, I was on the freshman team. And I mean, our high school was good. Like we always like have college guys every year. So I was on the freshman. I was a freshman. On the, as a freshman, I was on the freshman team, and then like I was good. And going to my sophomore year, like I really wanted to be in the varsity team. Um, and it was kind of difficult for me because basketball season was right before baseball. So and I played basketball, so I played basketball, and I kind of showed up late. So I wasn't like as prepared as some other players might be for the baseball season. And I remember after basketball ended, I wanted to play varsity, but I ended up getting assigned to the JV team. Um, and I wasn't like outrageously mad about it, but it was kind of like I kind of like realized that I had work to do. So the whole JV season went on, and I had a good season. Um, Never got pulled to varsity. And then I feel like after that year, like I really started digging in and like build an identity for myself. And with the help of the coaches, like the coaches at Midi are like I give them so much credit because they've they were there for me like before even high school. Like um, those coaches are amazing and they really helped me out a lot. And then going to my junior year is when I really started like fill out, become a good player, get more confidence and stuff. So junior year, I was I was on varsity, and then COVID came into play, so we only got to play about 5 games. And I had a good start, but obviously it shut down. And then that was that. I mean, and then next year was I was on varsity playing center field with a really good team, and we still had some COVID restrictions, so it was a little weird. But we kind of played the same teams a lot. But we got to play our whole season, which I was really grateful for, and we had a really good team. We had a lot of fun, and we ended up winning our division championship, and then when we got to CCS, we lost in the championship, which was a tough blow, but it was a really good season, and I had a lot of fun, and yeah, Midi was awesome for me.
Well, there's kind of two things that I want to talk about in there. We'll back it up to the first thing that you mentioned, basketball. That was almost the choice for you at the college level, wasn't it? It was a consideration.
Yeah, well, I was never as good at basketball as I was at baseball, but I love basketball. Most of my friends, like growing up since I was a kid, were basketball players. Like I kind of hung around a group of players, a group of people that played basketball as their first sport, not baseball. So like I was always around them. Like every summer, it was like, oh, let's go play pickup basketball. Let's play 2K and stuff. So I was always around basketball, and I loved it. I kind of knew deep down that like I was a baseball player, um, and I just also wasn't as good. I knew I had so much more potential in baseball, but I love basketball, and I still like to play it here and then. But yeah, that's kind of the background I have with that.
Love it. Was there any conversations with any colleges on the basketball front, or did you
No,
like
no,
it?
no, no. I wasn't that good. I had fun. I could shoot it, but like I don't think the college potential was there.
Okay. Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
ended up going and making a college choice. What was your recruitment process like? Because for so many baseball players, you'll hear the answer, oh, the junior year, that's your most important season. Well, for you, that got ripped apart.
Mhm.
Everything at that time period was, I'm sure spinning for you and thinking like, what is this going to look like? Then you get to come back senior year. But as you mentioned, it was a little bit of a different experience than most people get to have. So what was recruitment like for you? And then who was reaching out to you?
Yeah, the recruitment process for me it was pretty difficult because I wasn't like a star player. Like I was always good, and I played on a really good team with a lot of really good players that got signed. Like were signing as like sophomores, most of them, and then like early in their junior year. But I wasn't like fortunate enough. I wasn't good enough for that opportunity, so it took me a little longer. And once I got to my junior year and like people really started committing, um, I kind of still wasn't getting that. Like I was working hard, I was going to showcases and stuff. Like I was playing really good travel ball, really good tournaments, and I was starting and stuff. But I didn't really get those. I guess I just wasn't really good enough. And I mean, I felt like I was, and I felt like I was doing a lot. So it was kind of tough for me. And then on top of that, like the whole COVID thing came into play, which made it even harder. Um, but I mean, I kind of just stuck with it, like did what I can do with all the restrictions, like try to get more, presence online and working through email and the Twitter and all that stuff. And um, I I was fortunate enough to get into contact with the coaches at UCSD, and pretty shortly they came up with an opportunity for me, and they took a shot on me, and I'm really grateful for that because like I don't really know what I'd really do without that opportunity. So I mean they saw something in me, and then it happened pretty fast. Once they offered me, I was like, this is what I want to do. Like it was getting kind of late, and UCSD was a school I was interested in, like just location, like school academics, and the coaching staff seemed really good. So I'm grateful for it, and it worked out good.
Well, and for you, I know we've talked about, and you don't have to go too in depths about the whys or anything like that, but you ended up getting injured in your final year there, and that was a little bit of the reason why you were called in the 10th round. before the injury, you were thinking maybe in the fifth round ish, somewhere around that ballpark was somewhere where you could hear your name called, and so you had to weigh some options on whether were going to transfer out or whether you were going to end up signing with the Cubs. Talk to me a little bit about what the possibility of transferring or signing looked like. What all went into that decision?
Yeah, so my junior year was a pretty tough time. Like it's already stressful being your draft year. Um, yeah, like scouts are showing up to watch you. The eyes are on you. So, um, yeah, I mean, it was from the jump. Like I knew it was a very important year, and I started out slow. Made some adjustments, got back on track, and started doing really well. And then I want to say right when about the conference was about to start, I ended up having an injury in practice that I thought was just like kind of a smaller injury, like maybe out a few weeks, but it ended up, taking a really long time to really get healthy from. So, I mean, my whole junior year went by and I wasn't really able to showcase like my abilities to the best, which it was tough, like knowing that that's your one year of like your best year of an opportunity to go prove who you are. And I wasn't really able to do that. So once the season ended, I knew I was going into my last senior year, and I knew with me being out for a whole year, a lot of scouts didn't get to see me. So there was kind of just a lot of uncertainty about what the future was going to bring to me. Um, and I just felt like if I was going to go back to college for my last year, that I was ready for like the next level of baseball. I mean, just with how the transfer portal is, like it's just used so frequently. Um, I just felt like it was just like the right thing to do. Like I felt like I gave so much gratitude to UCSD for giving me the opportunity and um, you know, allowing me to play there. But I felt like with what I had done in the Cape and what I had done the year before, like to really make an impact and get drafted after my senior year, like knowing I had no backup after my senior year, like I wanted to go make a statement at a bigger school. So that was kind of my mindset. Um, and that's kind of what happened. But honestly, once as the draft was coming up, I kind of fell more into like the idea that like I just wanted to play professional baseball. Like I was at that point where I didn't really want to go back to college. Even though I was in the portal and talking to schools, I was mentally like I want to go play professional baseball. I want to get started into this environment. So the draft came around, and yeah, same thing. Like it was just kind of a lot of uncertainty with what was going to happen. Obviously, I wish I would have went higher. Everyone would have wished they went higher. Like that's just the reality of
Have to
it.
go 1-1, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I was hurt, and what happened, like it was whatever. So yeah, I ended up going to 10th round of the Cubs, and yeah, I mean it was an exciting moment, and just happy to be here.
Was that for you kind of an easy decision when, you heard your name called? You were like, okay, this is that next challenge. Was that right away, or did you really have to sit down and think about it?
No, once I got drafted, I knew I wanted to do it. Um, I mean, I kind of knew before the draft that like unless it went terribly wrong, I knew I wanted to go professional baseball. I felt like I was ready, and I just wanted to jump into it. So that's kind of how it went.
Well, we'll start to wind this up here because I know you guys are playing here in a little bit. Don't want to take too much of your time. I'll ask you one more thing, and then we'll do a couple rapid fire questions, just real quick stuff.
Okay.
But first year in pro ball, things have been going really well. Have you had any moment that was like has just been surreal? Whether that's seeing someone in spring training, whether that's been just accepted by fans, whether that's I struck out in this at bat, and I was like, okay, this is my welcome to pro ball thing. Like, what for you? What moment made it be like, okay, I'm a professional ball player now. Like, this is my job.
Yeah, I would say honestly the first game of the season, like playing in Charleston, I remember this is like one of the like most descriptive memories I have of the season so far. Just like the one of the in the first inning, someone hits a flare to left field, and it barely drops in, and the crowd just erupts. And I never heard a crowd that loud before. And the guy ended up getting to second, and like the umpire like slipped on the grass and called the runner safe, and the crowd went crazy. And I never heard a crowd like that. And that's when I realized like, okay, this is the next level. Like the crowd is into it. I felt like in college the crowd was like a lot of parents and stuff, but here it's like there's 7,000 fans that are like screaming for their team, and that was kind of a cool moment. I was like, all right, this is next level stuff, and I'm here for it, and it's going to be exciting.
Love it. Okay, couple rapid fire questions that we wrap up all these episodes with. You can keep it as short or as long as you want, but we'll start it off. Do you have any game day superstitions?
I I like to put on my clothes a very certain way, like always sliders, left sock, right sock, pants, left shoe, right shoe, shirt, arm sleeve, tape, jersey, hat. That's just kind of like I do it this way, and now I'm ready to go play. So that's all I got.
Superstition and routine. Those words can be interchangeable. That's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's
I
a
guess so.
routine. And I like it. I like it. Cheat day go-to food. What do you if you can go get whatever meal, what are you grabbing?
Yeah, I always go to cookout on Sunday night. That's the night before a off day, so I'm like, all right, like I made it for the week. I'm gonna treat myself good and go get a nice juicy burger. So that's what I do.
I love it. Favorite food in Myrtle Beach. It might be a follow up of just cookout, but I know you don't
Yeah,
have a ton of time to explore. But
yeah, cookout's amazing. But when my parents came, we went to this restaurant. It was called Hook and Barrel, and it was amazing. Like really good steak and seafood.
awesome, awesome. All right, we've done this episode. The last time we talked to Ethan, and Ethan didn't have all that much experience in traveling across the Carolina League. You've seen most of the places now. What has been your favorite road trip in the Carolina League so far?
I would say, I mean, they're all pretty unique in their own way, and I like them all. I like Charleston a lot. Um, I'd say Columbia's really cool too. Columbia's got an amazing stadium, but Charleston's a fun environment to play at.
Awesome. Road trip. You hop on the bus. Are you popping in music? Are you listening to a podcast? Are you guys playing games with each other? Are you sleeping? What is your bus routine look like?
I always sit in the front, put on my headphones, and go to sleep. Maybe on the way back, I'll walk up and down the aisle and talk to people, but on the way there to the first game, I like to get my rest and then be ready to get off the bus and play.
How about any mafia or anything going on or nah?
No, we don't play Mafia that much. I heard the pitcher's bus does a lot,
Okay.
but yeah, we kind of talk maybe sometimes play on our phone, but no Mafia yet.
All right. Last thing. If you weren't working in baseball, what job do you think you'd be doing?
Um, I mean, I got three-fourths of an economics degree, so something in that type of field. I don't know, financial advisor, something like that.
Love it. Matt, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
For Matt Halbach, I'm Luke Moehle saying thanks for joining us here in episode 3 of season number 5 of Road Trip Ramblings. We'll catch you next time. And as always, go Birds.